I thought yesterday we got off to a great start. First 5 plays, we went down and scored. I saw the offense that had envisioned the 2018 Arizona Cardinals looking like. And, same thing from a defensive side of the ball. Guys were playing fast, playing with some urgency. We came back, created a sack fumble, got a takeaway. Offense went back the next play and scored. We're up 14-0. The one thing that we couldn't do, we couldn't sustain drives in the second half. We weren't able to make plays when given the opportunity. You look at our drives in the second half, it was interception, and then a fumble, which took us out of the position to get 3 points. We're in field goal range there. So those points were very critical. The same thing at right before the half, we're in field goal range there. We can't take a sack in that situation. So we did kick us out of field goal range. Again, we're taking points off the board. And a close game like this, you got to make sure that you execute and you detail your work, so therefore you're able to take advantage of those. And, looking at the situation, evaluating the film, evaluating the quarterback position, I decided that Josh Rosen would be our starter going forward. Josh plays with a lot of confidence. I think he gives us the opportunity to be able to be successful. When you look at the situation when he went into the game, I didn't have a problem putting him in at that time because, again, I know he's very confident in what he's doing. When you look at the last possession when we got that fumble, it was about 11 and some change left on the clock. At that particular time, I had made the decision. They went on a 7-minute drive right there, so it looked like Josh was thrown in at the end, but he wasn't. So he can handle those type situations, and I think he handled it well when he went in, commanded the huddle, did a great job in moving the ball. We just, as an offense in the end, didn't work well together. Third down conversion, we couldn't come up with it. And then once again, just a protection issue there and giving him time to be able to convert. So with saying all that, I'll take your questions.
How did both quarterbacks take the news?
Sam Bradford is a pro, and he's going to do everything he can, all right, to help Josh out as he has before. And Josh, again, was excited about the opportunity, and I'm excited for him.
Are you committed to kind of Josh for the rest of the season now, or is this going to be kind of how will these guys play?
Josh right now is our starter. As I talked before I said Sam was our starter and it was his job to lose. And I'm saying the exact same thing about Josh Rosen. Josh is our starter and it's his job to lose.
Did you sense his confidence all the way from the first time, maybe when you guys were scouting him and met him?
When you go through the draft process, particularly at that position, you do so much research. And you saw that. Everyone you talked to, you talked about his confidence and his ability to be able to, endure tough times, being able to fight through tough decisions and difficult times that you're going to face on the football field. So his demeanor is what you want at that position. I don't think it's too big for him. And I'm excited once again to be able to get him out there and get him into a rhythm.
I know you didn't get a chance to see him for a lot of plays yesterday, but did you get an analysis of where he is as a player right now, or is that going to be coming as we go forward now?
I think you're going to continue to be able to evaluate that as you go, but, I think you can sort of tell yesterday with some of his throws and some of the accuracy, particularly being able to move the chains on that third down play. I thought he was pinpoint on all of them besides one, and I think Chad really slipped on that one that came out of his breaks. The one with the interception, late, that was good coverage, and sometimes, those things happen. But, for the most part, I thought Josh went in there and operated the offense well.
In what way specifically do you think he'll be able to help the offense?
Well, again, I just think just his mobility, being able to buy time in the pocket. I think he's accurate. I think he has a strong arm. I think he can put the ball where it needs to be. Inexperienced, yes, he's a rookie, so we're going to do a great job with the communication, making sure that, the offensive line and he are in, on one accord from a standpoint of protections, but that's going to be the most important thing right there, the communication.
How will those 2 drives help him in terms of he already has his feet wet, now he can just kind of enter the process of getting ready to start instead of getting that first snap?
Well, I think Josh is all the process, and I think you're going to see the improvements, as we continue to move forward with Josh, particularly starting throughout the week in his preparation and practice. And, he's going to have some growing pains, and that happens as a rookie, but you're going to see some great things out there from him as well.
When did you make the move, Steve?
Made the move this morning.
And did you have were you met with any resistance from anyone above, upstairs, or on your staff?
None whatsoever,
At what point last week did you begin to think that you might make that change on Sunday?
Well, it really wasn't somewhat of a point last week. You're always sitting here, you're evaluating things throughout. And I don't want to sit here and pinpoint, when I made a decision. But when you sit here and we get 14 points early on, and all of a sudden we become stagnant in the things that we're doing on offense and we can't get any momentum. As I mentioned before, the first 3 drives was an interception, then a fumble. At that point in time, I felt like Josh can go in and give us a spark, and that's what I was looking for.
Does his mobility allow you to do some things offensively that you have not done, rollouts? Because Sam just can't do that right now?
Well, I think, his ability allows us to do a number of things. Most importantly, I think, just buying time in the pocket. I talked last week about Trubisky, his athleticism, and being able to avoid the rush and just buy a little bit more time. Josh has that ability. Can we roll him out a little bit more, sprint outs, boots? Yes, that's all part of what he brings to the table. So we got to do a great job in our game planning and making sure we put him in the best position to be successful.
When you go back and look at the 3rd and 2, where was the leakage? Can you explain that play to us?
Well, again, it was up front, and I'm not going to sit here. I'm not one to point out any one guy because it's all the guys up front. As a team, we talk about certain things. It was just too much penetration. I was very confident in the call. I was very confident in Chase being in there. As I stated last night, we just got to do a much better job up front in executing our job.
What's your frustration level with the offense right now?
My frustration as a whole with the team is we're 0-3. And I'm not pleased with that. Can we all improve? Yes. And I talked to the coaching staff about this from an offensive standpoint as well as defense. You look at time of possession. People want to say, well, the offense is not converting. Well, hell, the defense got to get off the field on 3rd down and get the ball back to them. So it's hand in hand. Yes, we do got to convert on 3rd down, but defensively we can give the offense more opportunities. So we're not going to sit here and start saying which side of the ball is doing this and not doing that. We're going to stay together as a team, and we're going to continue to find a way, to win one game.
Coach, with the switch at quarterback, is it more about what Bradford didn't show you or more about what Rosen can show you?
I think it's a little of both, Greg. I think it's a little of both. I'm very pleased and happy what I think Josh is going to be able to bring to the table. And then again, we just didn't have a lot of production at that position in the past. And whether it was all on Sam or whether it was collectively with offensive line, the receivers, running back, we all had a hand in it. But I wanted to make a change, and I think Josh is going to bring something to the table.
Will Sam be the backup? Will Sam be the backup?
Sam will be the backup as well as Mike Glennon. So, we have 3 quarterbacks.
What do you think his biggest challenge will be for Rosen, just as a rookie and Q? What's his biggest challenge?
Well, I think, again, just from a standpoint of protections and just, you see so many different looks at this level, and being able to identify those looks on the run is going to be important. That's why I think the communication up front with the offensive line is going to be key.
Will Ben Wickery get a shot to start at the cornerback spot?
Him and JT right here will share the reps this week, and at the end of the week, I'll make that decision.
Has Ben Wickery looked pretty good overall? I know his role is increasing. Have you been happy with his play?
I am happy with him, and I think he's been doing a tremendous job. The one thing I'm going to continue to try to do is create competition throughout.
What is Sam showing the 2 touchdown drives that's been missing from the offense?
Again, I don't want to say it was just what Sam showed. I think it was what the offense showed. All right? We showed great protection. We showed guys running the right routes and executing and finishing and doing the things that we talk about. So I don't want to, again, try to isolate Sam and say what he did or didn't do. I think on those 2 particular drives, we played well as an offense.
You now have a rookie quarterback and a rookie center. What can you guys do as a staff or the other veterans up front do to kind of help that dynamic?
I think it starts with the communication, as I mentioned before. I don't think you want to try to handicap Josh nor Mason in some of the things that we want to try to do. I think we got to make sure that we communicate across the board, so therefore we're effectively going forward, that we know exactly what we're doing from a protection standpoint.
Steve, what's the attitude of this team right now?
The attitude is great. You know, the guys are disappointed, they're down, but they understand right now it's still early. You know, I was telling the guys right now in the first quarter of the season, you know, teams are really still trying to identify who they are, you know, and it's not so much about what your record may be, all right, because we've seen teams that start out early, whether it's 4-0, 3-1, and then all of a sudden that third, fourth quarter, you know, we're not talking about those same teams anymore. So we need to find a way to finish football games, you know, as we did not do yesterday. Opportunity to be able to start fast, get up on a team, execute well, and not finish is disappointing. And again, all the credit to, you know, Chicago Bears, you know, tremendous team, well coached, but I thought we hurt ourselves a couple of times with penalties at critical times. You know, we're going to get off the field on 3rd down, 3rd and 9, and they're going to punt the ball. All of a sudden we jump off sides, and it's 3rd and 4, and they're able to convert. So those things hurt you. And
Can Rosen do everything Bradford did?
I think he can, without a doubt. And again, with his athleticism, maybe a little bit more.
Last week.
You mentioned creating competition, and you've been honest about that best 11 plays. Can that ruffle feathers from guys who were playing and now aren't playing?
You know what? I think as a man, if you look in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm not performing well, and coach has given me every opportunity to be able to step up and play. I think I've shown to these players throughout, you know, the best 11 are going to play. We're going to keep the best 53, whether you're a draft pick, free agent. The opportunity's there. And one thing about it, there's no favoritism. You know, I want guys out there that's going to be out there making plays that's going to help us win football games, and that's the opportunity that you're given each week.
Last week.
Go ahead.
Last week the theme was scaling back the playbook. Do you want to add things back this week or keep it similar to?
I think we got to do what Seattle is showing us what we're capable of doing from a standpoint of a game plan, all right, and then also what Josh can handle. You know, being a rookie quarterback, having his first start, all right, we want to make sure, again, that he's comfortable and being able to command the huddle, most importantly, run the offense efficiently.
Dale Buchanan played 1 snap on defense yesterday. Hassan Reddick 4. What do those 2 guys specifically have to do to get more reps?
Again, I think as I just mentioned, from a competition standpoint, the one word I use all the time is trust. You know, I want to be able to put guys out on the field that I trust, that's going to be able to execute and do the things that we ask them to do, and that's where it starts.
Coach, have you talked to the team about the switch or just the 2 players involved?
I talked to the team as well.
And how was the reaction?
The reaction was fine, and as I told them, we supported Sam when Sam was in there, and we're going to support Josh.
Will Mike be active now on game days?
We'll see moving forward. I'll let you guys know that. Thank you.